Why do I look so dark now, bro? Why does it look so dark? Like, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and on this video it is going to be a trade recap. Alright, on today's trade I ended up taking gold sales. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you guys the executions right here. I took two trades today. I ended up break even. I also ended up being a winner, so one dub and one break even. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so on the daily time frame, as you guys can see, we are bullish, right? But as you guys can see, from Friday 17 we started being on a decline. So I'm like, okay, if we're going on a decline, let's go to the 4 hour, right? So as you guys can see here in the 4 hour, if we cut this in half, if we just show like this, we are creating lower highs and lower lows, right? So I'm already going for sales. Reason being why, because I look at the 4 hour market structure, we're declining on the daily time frame, as well as on the 5 minute, the 13 EMAs are going with us as well, right? So obviously we're not gonna go against structure and the EMAs unless it gives me an idea to go for buys, right? So if in case the 13 EMA started crossing up towards the 200, crossing all that, then yes, maybe, but it depends on how the counter trend trade is going to look like, right? But let's go ahead and look at the 15 minute here, right? So in the 15 minute we started crossing the 200 and we started crossing the 50, so which is a good idea because on the 15 we are crossing the EMAs, basically meaning that we are for sales, right? 4 hour is going for sales, so I am going to go for sales, right? I'm gonna follow the structure and I'm gonna follow the EMAs as well. So let's just backtrack this to right here. All right, so if we go to the 15 minute right here, we created a 15 minute supply zone right here. All right, so this is a 15 minute supply. This is the 15 minute supply right here, right? And we also have a, well, let's skip to this. We didn't have a gap, right? But on the 5 minute, we did have a gap right here. We also have a 5 minute zone right here, which I did wanted it to tap, but I think it did tap. Let me see, 5 minute. All right, so yeah, this is the 5 minute zone and this is going to be the 15 minute zone, right? As you guys can see, the 15 minute candle closed at 8:30, so I wanted another candle to tap into the 15 minute after 8:30, which this candle at 8:35 did not end up 8:40 did not end up tapping, and also this candle right here at 8:45 did end up tapping. Reason being why I did not take this trade was just because once this candle barely got broken into, and so I decided not to take this trade just because it barely gave out that breakout candle and then immediately just went up, right? So I did not take this trade and I was like, all right, I'll just wait for the next one, which was this one, right? I waited for this candle to get tapped into the 5 minute. It did not happen, so it started rejecting immediately. So I'm like, all right, I have a 15 minute and I have a 5 minute. I'm gonna go off the 15 minute, which it did end up going, and so it did break the candle of 8:55. I basically was going to go for a 1 to 2 RR, did not go for a 1 to 2 RR just because I got stopped out at break even. So right here I was like, once it takes out this low, I will be going for break even, which it did end up happening. We had a strong strong bearish candle. Like, we had a strong bearish candle and immediately just went back up and stopped me out at break even, right? So as you guys can see, it did take out the low, but it immediately stopped me out at break even, went back up, and I was like, okay, I was thinking of just closing the charts because it did look kind of choppy, but I was like, okay, this zone right here is holding up pretty strong, right? If we do take out this break out this candle, then I will be taking another sell, which did not happen. So the candle at 920, I was like, okay, if another candle breaks the 920 candle, then I will be joining this trade. My take profit was right here at this low, which was gonna go for a 1.1 RR, which is okay. I essentially wanted to go for this gap to fill in the gap, but it did not end up happening. I risked 2 contracts on this, so I ended up risking around what, 47, 47. I was risking around $94, so I made around 105. Not bad. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is what I'm going to be risking for right now, and then later on, once my account gets bigger, I will be risking a lot more, obviously, right? But for right now, I'm just going to be following my rules. If I have like, I'm just gonna be following my rules. That's it, right? I know it is small wins or a small profit, but at the end of the day, I'm trading on my live account, and I'm gonna be treating my live account like a real ass account, because I am not trying to blow anything. I'm not trying to blow money, because this is my personal money, right? But yeah, so we ended up winning just off of one candle, and then we could have gone for a little bit more for a at least a 1.8, 1.6, but it is what it is. And then as you guys can see, this next candle, boom, felt like news, bro. I saw this live. It felt like news, and it ended up losing. Or not losing, but I ended up winning the trade, but whoever was holding did end up getting stopped out. And then once it got stopped out, this is where the real risk to reward happened, right? I was looking at this, I was eating, and I was looking at this. I was like, bro, I was so tempted to join one more time, but I was like, no, bro, I already won. But look what happened, right? So I was gonna be like, okay, if we break this candle right here, I will go again in my head, right? Obviously, I didn't, right? So this candle did not end up tapping. You could have taken this for a 1 to 3 risk to reward, bro. Look at that. 1 to 3. It just immediately started dumping, right? But I mean, it is what it is. I took my win, and yeah, but I mean, look at this, bro. Beautiful ass trade right here, and it held the 15-minute supply too. So I mean, I caught my dub, but this right here was a real trade. This one was the actual trade right here. But we could have went for a 1 to 3, but it is what it is. Did not decided to take this just because I was like, nah, I already won. I'm gonna be sticking to my rules. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. It's gonna be a trade recap. Make sure you guys join the Discord. It is complete free. And if you guys want to learn my strategy, you can guys go click the link in the below, and as well as make sure you guys like and subscribe, and go follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I want to be more consistent on TikTok, but it's just like I just want to make more. I just want to have more people joining from my YouTube, you know. But yeah, because I feel like TikTok is just a bunch of like trolls and stuff. So I want people to join from my YouTube. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.